riders on the attack. This time round, the riders in this peloton will be given 1 lap to go. It's been a long and attritional race. 31 riders now in with a chance of winning this world title. We think we'll just count them as they go across the line. As we approach 4:35 in the afternoon here in Wollongong, the leading riders get the bell. 1 lap of racing to go. Seegart is the rider who leads, ahead of Vacek, Fedorov and Lebert. 42.7 kilometers an hour. The gap is 7 seconds. 27 riders in the front of this race.
It's so exciting being in the final lap after over 150 kilometers that we still haven't got any clear breakaway. Seegart.
Clever racing by Seegart, because you mentioned earlier on struggling on the descents. Fedorov manages to get a bottle and a gel. Last feeding moment for Fedorov, gets rid of the bottles. There's a big group of riders just gone by. I don't think they'll make it to the front. So in the 27 riders, Seegart, Vacek, Fedorov and Lebert at the front. The peloton: Watson, Hessman, Penno, Breit, Srecek, Vetter, Wilch, Anderson, Govekar, Garcia, Dinham of Australia, Gregoire of France, Miquel of Spain, Van den Bosch of Belgium, Burati, Van Veld, Milesi of Italy, Barmer, Bergmos, Olav Koy, ominously placed, Mikkels, Bittner, Tupelik, Tronchon, Hagenes and Varenschold. It is now 30 riders updated in that front group. Olav Koy in here, looking for the win for the Netherlands, and with so many victories as a pro rider already, who would discount Olav Koy of the Netherlands taking this title?
Well, I certainly wouldn't. He was among the 2 big favourites that I called at the start of the race. I think there'll be some pressure felt, definitely by Romain Gregoire, to finish the job off, because his teammate out in the break today has done a sensational job. And when you see that from your teammates, it does add that little bit of pressure and determination to finish off the job.
Gregoire wearing number 43.
Sam Watson's having a great race as well for Great Britain.
Olav Koy riding in here in the colours of the Netherlands, wearing number 60. Also in this group, you've got Burati that you've mentioned, the Italian sprinter. He wears number 4.
Now, Olav Koy's been very quiet, hasn't he? One of the big favourites from the Netherlands. Burati for Italy. Sam Watson. We've got some real big contenders here. Still 4 riders off the front. Will they make it to the finish? An absolutely phenomenal ride from Fedorov of Kazakhstan.
Still anyone's race, isn't it?
It's still very, very open if they come to the finish in a bunch. It's going to be an exciting finish.
And Fedorov goes to the right-hand side of the road and drives away, looks across. This rider is looking good, but decides he's not going to continue with this little move. He waits for the rest of the riders to come across, and then he's going to slot himself back in to the group. Alex Seegart is the rider on the front from Belgium. The rest of the group, 26 riders chasing this one down. Olav Koy just hoping that it comes to a bunch sprint, and if it does, I would be putting everything on Olav Koy to win this race, because he is one fast sprinter. So all the other riders need to get rid of him. Dinham of Australia, can he pull this out the back for Australia? Now we see the attack, and it comes from Mateusz Vacek. This rider knows how to win from a breakaway. Pushing on now with Fedorov. All the other riders behind, they need a couple of nations to chase this down. Some riders will be waiting for the climb to try and go clear.
What a race we've witnessed here today in the under-23 men. It's been so exciting. Still no real clear favourite.
I just took a look at Olaf Kooi of the Netherlands. He looks like he has just started this race.
Well, that's a good indication of one of the big favourites from the Netherlands.
Fedorov looks around. Vacek is there. There's Gregoire wearing number 43. Also there is Jenno Berkmois of the team of Belgium moving up on the outside. There's number 60, Olaf Kooi. Look at the way he's pedalling right now. He looks like he's just started, whereas he's covered what is 157 kilometres.
His nickname is Cheetah. I won't try to pronounce that in Dutch. Comes from a hometown also called No Man's Village, which is quite interesting. The Dutchman, one of the big favourites, along with the Frenchman we've been talking about, Romain Gregoire. Keep an eye out for him. And the Dutchman, he will be very strong in the finish.
Matej Govekar of Slovenia is also in here. Still, 4 riders. Alex Seegaard there in the front in the colours of Belgium. That's the light turquoise colours. Vacek of the Czech Republic goes through to the front in the blue, white and red. The Kazakhstan rider is Evgeny Fedorov, who's just finished La Vuelta, and on the back, still on the attack, the Frenchman, Mathis Lebert, starting now to look like he's under pressure, but that's no surprise. This rider's been on the attack from 152 kilometres to go.
Well, they're taking a little bit of an advantage on this group. 22 seconds for the front riders. They are really putting a big effort in to try and stay away from this small peloton left in the race. 169.8 kilometres. It's been a long day for the under-23 men. Australia still in with a chance too.
The shots then of Olaf Kooi as he sits in a group. He's made it over all the climbs. This is the leading quartet being driven on by a relentlessly paced Fedorov. Moves to the right-hand side. Seegaard goes through. All of these riders working except Lebert, who says absolutely no way. You work, feel free, be my guest.
This is the advantage that France has of having a big favourite back in the group.
Lebert can sit there, can't he? He doesn't need to do anything.
He doesn't, but that really just encourages the other riders to keep pushing on. Seegaard comes in there on third wheel. 21 seconds. Can they hold on to this lead? Will they be riding for the medals? They have one rider not willing to work. Labert is just sitting on.
The question is whether Labert has got the legs to just stay there on this climb, knowing that he has been up all of these climbs in the lead. He's been making the moves, making the attacks, getting involved in the action all day today, and still he's there. Has he got one final flourish on this climb?
Well, it's nearly like you say, well, he has to stay there. He has to. He's in a position now where he's done such a great job all day. He needs to be able to stay there.
It's been a long day in the saddle. These riders are approaching 4 hours of racing now. 42.7 kilometres an hour is the average speed. The leading group of riders is 4. The chasing group is 26, we believe. Lebert talking. I don't know who he's talking to, but he's talking anyway. There's no race radios. He's just got to sit in the wheels. The light is fading. It's a bit more atmospheric with the lights of the motorbikes. I really shouldn't be throwing bottles here, but never mind. Germany now.
They want to offload any excess weight on the final climb of Mount Ousley. And the Germans have had a great race to this point.
Germany trying to look after Michael Hessmann. It's a bit pressured in here now. You can almost feel the tension, can't you?
You can see the pain on some of those faces as well in the group. Belgium have got 3 riders there. A big attack from Switzerland.
Here comes a move of one of the Swiss riders as he tries to go away to make his way to the top of this climb. Looks a little like Barmer again, going on the move.
You're right, Anthony. The pace for Lebert on the climb was too much. He's dropped off. There he is. And all the pressure on Gregoire now of France.
Lebert, what a job this rider's done today.
And I don't think he's finished yet. He might do one more big turn for his teammate, try and pull this breakaway back.
3 riders.
So just hanging on there as well. 3 strong riders. They've only got 7 seconds now.
The next climb up to Mount Pleasant is going to be the critical point in the race. More moves as Lebert looks around. He sees that he's got 2 teammates. And the attack of Barmer as he tries to get across to the leading trio of Seegaard, Vacek and Fedorov. Barmer has made his move to try and get to the front of this race with only 9k to go.
All the same riders' names that have been so active in this race. Might be the end for these riders. He's making his way across very quickly.
Sorry about the little bit of picture breakup. Pouring with rain today always causes a few issues as we look at the back of the group. Still Fabio van den Bosch is there for Belgium, despite all the work he's done today. Barmer kicks his way up the base of Mount Pleasant, and one rider who's being distanced is Seegaard. Seegaard's left wanting on this final climb.
Oh, it's not a good feeling for the Belgian team.
Vacek kicks on. Matthias Vacek, wearing number 35 here, is a strong rider in a breakaway. Barmer kicks on to try and get across, steadily drawing himself slowly but surely up to the front group. Seegaard hanging on for all he is worth to just try and get over the top of the climb. Behind, there is still no attack. There are riders waiting for the sprint and hoping this comes all back together.
Well, Barmer now, he just picks up Van den Bosch. 2 riders out in front with a 9-second lead. Sometimes on the climb it can look a little bit closer than it actually is.
Fedorov just took a little glance around just to see what the situation is. They're almost at the top of the final climb of the day. Then they can settle in. And you've got the Czech Republic's individual time trial champion. In the past, he's also the road race champion in the past.
Seegaard, he's having to just get on the wheel there. That's a good sign.
I would not let Matthias Vacek this far up the road, so close to the end of the World Championships. You have to get to him. Alexander Barmer gives it one last big push to try and get across to give Switzerland a chance of the world title. Look at him go. That's a furious attack by Barmer. Seegaard hanging on. Barmer knows that this is the absolutely critical point of the race. Fedorov and Vacek side by side as they make their way over Mount Pleasant. Oh, Barmer almost coming to a standstill there. Just the legs are giving out.
Incredible ride from Fedorov. He has been absolutely sensational. So strong.
Hanging on there, number 42 of France is Paul Penot. And now we get the attack. And it comes from France as one rider tries to go clear off the front of this race. Big attack now.
Well, these leaders, they have 12 seconds over the main group. As France try to finish off a fantastic day. The Norwegian just looking for his teammate. France have got numbers up near the front.
This looks like Bastien Tronchon, who has gone clear.
And you can see Gregoire just doing everything right, staying at the front of the peloton, what's left of it. Following the moves now, it'll all come down to how many moves he can follow.
Bastien Tronchon is now emptying the tank. Gregoire says to him, just keep it going, bring this back together, and I'll give France a world title. Big move now by Bastien Tronchon, the winner of a stage of Vuelta Burgos. Also near the front is Søren Varenschold, the rider, of course, who won the time trial. Varenschold is there. These are our two leaders. Everyone looking around at each other. Gregoire is there, and he is in a perfect position.
No time to be looking around at this point with these two riders out in front. They are going to give everything they've got right until the finish line. 6.1 kilometres to go for the leading two riders.
It's pretty dark now on this finish line. Starting to see the light fade. Another big attack as Tronchon tries to close this one up for France. Tronchon looking good as he accelerates hard. And Varenschold is towards the back. It's his teammate Per Strand Hagenes who is now there, the junior world champion of last year. And Hagenes could be in with a chance of taking this title. Fedorov and Vacek holding on. 5.5 kilometers to go. They're freewheeling behind. Everyone looks around. They're only a few meters away. They need to close it now, or Vacek or Fedorov will win the world title. Suddenly, Tronchon didn't have the legs.
Well, they can't afford to be looking around. They brought that back to 4 seconds, and now the two lead riders, Vacek and Fedorov, they are gaining time again. And this is the advantage of being in a breakaway and just emptying the tank all the way to the finish. 5 kilometers to go. They have about a 10-second lead over the chasing peloton, who have just eased up, started to look around a little bit, and they can't afford to do that with these two strong riders out in front.
That was a big mistake by the chasers because they were almost on the back. They were 4 seconds off the back of the group, and then they freewheeled and looked around at each other. More riders rejoin this peloton, but at the moment they're racing for bronze. They are not racing for gold. The French team really need to put their riders on the front and just bring this back. Otherwise, this world title has gone up the road. There's the gap. I'm not sure that they can bring this back. It's flat and it's fast, and you've got two supreme time trialists at the front who believe they can win the world title.
Well, there's just too much looking around and swinging off a second wheel back in the peloton. They think it's going to come down to a sprint, but they're not putting the hard work in to be sure of it. At this point, they cannot afford to be looking around.
Evgeny Fedorov and Mateusz Vacek are the two leaders. 11 seconds is now the advantage. 4,000 meters to go. And Rochelle now on the run-in, not much left. Just fast roads.
Fast roads, and just towards the end, a few little bumps. But these two riders have a handy lead with just 4 kilometers to go, and they will be full of confidence. They are going to give everything they've got. Is there enough firepower in the teams behind to bring this back?
13 seconds is the lead. They're growing it again on the front of the peloton. Riders are sitting in here, shaking their legs, doing their shoes up, getting ready. But at the moment, they're riding for 3rd place in the World Championships. On the front of the race now, I think Gregoire has even decided, I've got to ride. He's gone to the front. Fedorov continues with this relentless momentum. Since he went on his first attack of the day, he's been involved in so many moves.
Oh, look at this. The peloton's still looking around at each other. They can't afford to do that.
Going clear now for Belgium is Seaguard. He goes across. Joining up with him is Sam Watson of Great Britain. Also there, Martin Strecek riding for Slovakia. Olaf Koy is just gambling, risking, playing a little bit of chess.
Well, he's certainly been the rider favourite that's been most well hidden. But these riders, every single pedal stroke, they're getting closer to a gold medal.
Matt Dinham of Australia is still there. He's still in with a chance of winning this world title. Still Fedorov continues with this tremendous performance that he's put in today. Vacek, I know I've seen him win a race in the World Tour this season in the UAE. He outwitted everybody. This is a big mistake to let Mateusz Vacek go up the road like this.
Vacek and Fedorov, they are extending their lead. 13 seconds they hold at the moment.
14 seconds, 2,200 meters to go. This peloton was almost on the back wheel of this duo, and then they all looked around at each other and they said, someone else bring it back. France peeled off the front just as they were about to put their sprinter in with a chance of winning the World Championship, and suddenly they peeled off the front and let another team do it, and no other team has been able to do it. 1,900 meters to go, and the sprinter Gregoire is having to empty the tank on the front, a job he didn't want to do. They've got 3 other Frenchmen in this group and they've completely messed up on the run-in.
They were so close, just 4 seconds. It's now looking pretty good for these two riders. They are going to race for the World Championship.
Kazakhstan and the Czech Republic. They're almost at the 1,000 meters to go. This is the last little climb, and then it's all about the run into the finish. They cannot afford to mess around. Rochelle, what a gamble that paid off for these two riders.
It'll be so frustrating for the favourites that are sitting in this peloton with relatively fresh legs. They've left it too late. 17 seconds in 1 kilometre. Not going to be possible for these riders. They are now racing for the bronze medal. And these two riders, they'll see that 1 kilometre. They can't afford to look around. They have to keep applying the pressure all the way to the finish line.
They both know this. They both know they need to ride. Fedorov looked around. Vacek was there. France have got 2 or 3 riders in here. Riders are pushing themselves out the way to try and get to the front, but there's still 2 riders going for gold and silver. Well, Vacek leads.
They're closing in quickly, down to 11 seconds.
11 seconds is the advantage. Is it going to come back together? Can they just hold on? 10 seconds. If they mess around, the sprinters will come back. It is Vacek of the Czech Republic, Fedorov of Kazakhstan. They are just in front, but I think they've got enough. They're going to make this final turn. Fedorov in the front, Vacek in second place. Vacek has got a furious sprint on him. It's Fedorov who goes to the left-hand side with 300 meters of racing to go at the end of what has been a thrilling 169.8 kilometers. Fedorov looks him right in the eyes. Vacek gets into the wheel. Vacek looks around. Fedorov goes for the gold. Vacek trying to hold on here. It's going to be a win for Fedorov of Kazakhstan. Vacek takes the silver and taking the bronze. It's between Belgium and Hagenes of Norway on the other side of the road. Here's the sprint. Vacek didn't have it. He looked around and checked that he still had the silver. Fedorov wins, Vacek second, Norway take the bronze, behind them Estonia with Madis Mikkels. Olav Koy takes 5th place. You can see him hanging on, hoping that he would get a medal, which he did. And behind, Van den Scholt, really unhappy. France had it all under control. They had everything set for Gregoire to win the title, and suddenly it all changed. Confirmation then of the top 10. Evgeny Fedorov of Kazakhstan gives them the World Championship in 3 hours, 57 minutes and 8 seconds. Mateusz Vacek of the Czech Republic in second. Søren Van den Scholt of Norway takes his 2nd medal in these titles with a